a piece of concrete and literally go to hell.
All right. Gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Look, man, not to get political, but if we are getting these kind of people mad, I think we're headed in the right direction. You know what I mean, guys? If you were to ask me my opinion on anything on this world, and I will take the opposite side of what these people believe in, I will stand correct. You know, I am literally opposed to 100% of what these kind of people stand for and believe in. So if we're getting those people mad, I think we're doing a quite good job. But gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It's good to have you back, as apparently I don't have my editor. I don't have my scenes settled. I've been on a 2-week vacation and I didn't have access to my communications. But gentlemen, I'll tell you all about that later. Now let's get to some women having meltdowns.
The reason why I choose to stay single is because the talking stage, I've just been crying. The talking stage for me is literally so anxiety inducing that I get so intertwined and upset about how long they're taking to reply, what they're saying, reading into messages. It overwhelms my mind. I find it so unbelievably stressful talking to a new person and liking them, getting my hopes up, all the rest of it. I don't want to go through what I'm going through right now again. But then I'm like, I'm never going to meet anybody. I'm always going to stay single if I never put myself out there. But the constant stress and anxiety of whether or not they're going to ghost you, whether or not they're going to turn out to be a dick, like all of the unanswered questions.
Oh, boo-hoo. It's so hard, gentlemen. It's so hard. I know that you're all out there, like 90% of you, having no options in the last 5 years. But consider this woman. Right, the stress of not having to pick the bad boy over and over, it's overwhelming.
It sends me into a literal spiral. I wish I could just not care if somebody replies to me, whatever. I wish I didn't give a shit, but I care too much. And I feel like it actually drives me insane. I feel like I'm going mentally insane as soon as I start liking somebody and talking to them. And I don't know how to fix it. Probably therapy, but that shit is expensive.
I feel like you're not getting mentally insane, you're already there. Gentlemen, she started the video by saying that she chooses to be single. Now, it's hard to believe, given that these women, guys, they don't choose to be single. They are single because they are unable to secure the chat they are chasing after, right? You wouldn't be typing your caption, "He ghosted me a week after this," if you chose to be single. You're not choosing to be single, you're just being left out, right? There's difference there. And you wouldn't be crying in your car like a little puppy if you chose to be single indeed. But anyway, gentlemen, let's move on to another one. I quit, says this one.
Laying down because I'm tired. I am tired of men's bullshit. I'm tired of getting to know Dr. Jekyll for 4 months and then meeting Mr. Hyde. I am tired of getting into a relationship to then find out months or years later that I've been cheated on. I am tired of dating somebody who I get excited about for 3 to 4 months and then finding out that they are the exact opposite of the person that they pretended to be all that time. I am tired of being chosen by people who are attracted to me for my pure heart, my good intentions, my honesty, my vulnerability, my soft feminine nature, my adventurous side, my fun-loving energy, and all the good things about me because of how it can make them feel and the fun it can
We forgot to mention her humbleness.
Bring into their life, as opposed to having the intention to love, protect, and provide a safe space for me and for our relationship to grow. I am tired of being picked to be preyed on, used up, betrayed, and spat out. I am exhausted. I'm tired of the emotional turmoil. I'm tired of the ups and the downs. I'm tired of constantly having to defend myself and my boundaries. I'm tired of feeling abused, and I'm tired of seeing the worst in people when all I wanted to do was see the best. I'm absolutely done. I quit. Men, I quit you.
Well, thank you. You know the difference, guys, between a baby and a feminist? That the baby eventually grows up and stops crying. let me just remind you, it's very sad, this whole thing. I'll shed a tear after the video. But I have to remind you guys that all these men she's whining about, they are the ones she picks. Yeah? They are the ones that she matches with on these dating apps that she is using. So as a woman, she has her fair share of like 700 guys interested in her per week. And she is the one matching with the sorts of men that she complains afterward. So, you know, we can be sympathetic and cry together with you. But at the end of the day, excuse me, you are the one who is selecting these men. Gentlemen, we have more coming our way. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and now let's get started.
So I was talking to one of my male friends, and I had told him that I only order Uber Blacks, and he was like, oh, you got big money, you all this, all that. I'm bougie. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, have you ever gotten an Uber and felt like you were unsafe? Did you ever get in an Uber and feel like you were going to get kidnapped? Did you ever get in an Uber and the driver asked you for your phone number? Harassed you for it? No? Oh, okay. Then he shut the fuck up.
Do I get... So Uber Blacks is professional drivers. I didn't know that, but it's in the caption of the video. So she orders like the professional drivers because she fears for her safety. Do I personally feel like I'm gonna get kidnapped when I go to an Uber? Yes, every time. It's my survival instinct, you know. I have to think about how I'm going to knock him out and then take care of the car so we don't crash and all that. Yeah, every time, you know. I'm thinking in my head, bam, left, right, all that. Absolutely. Do they ask for my number? Well, not really, because I happen to have the bad luck be born without a vajuju between my legs, so I don't have the constant and free and accessible attention and validation from whole society, you know. So no, they don't ask for my number. But well, that's a good thing, you know. It's these women, guys, if they didn't have the attention, if men didn't ask for their numbers, didn't catcall them, they will go into a crippling depression that will end their lives in 3 to 4 years. But of course, now that they have it and they are in this position of... they're benefiting from it, you know, this position of privilege, they're crying about it all day. Oh, they asked for my number. Oh, sorry, you mean that a man liked you? Well, that's just a terrible thing, isn't it, gentlemen? Now, let's move on to the final one, guys, and then we'll move on to our rated article.
I'm 38 and single, and I would never go on a walk or a hike date for a first date. Not only do I think it's low effort, but it's also a safety concern. I do go on coffee dates. I think coffee dates are great for a first date. You know, it's like 45 minutes, see if there's a vibe, and if not, great, let's go our separate ways as fast as we possibly can. If the vibe's good, let's do dinner, let's do an activity, we'll figure it out.
So again, fearing for her safety. It's crazy to me, guys, that these women always fear for their safety when it comes to going on a hike, going on a coffee date, but they don't fear for their safety when they go at 3 a.m. in the morning to Chad's house, all right? When it comes to sleeping over with the bad boys, you don't fear that. You always somehow, coincidentally, fear it when it comes to the good guys. But gentlemen, have a response from another creator that is the right corner. Let's have a quick look at it.
Making him food and then remember you don't have a ring on your finger. That's crazy that you'll give your body to these men, but you're too proud to cook them a meal. Body count 27, meals cooked 0. That's an insane KD. That's so tough.
Well, there's what I'm saying, guys. These women, again, they don't have a problem when it comes to going on sleepovers with bad boys. Yet they fear going on a coffee date with a good guy. They are too proud to make you a sandwich because I'm not your wife, yet they're not too proud to give away intimacy and their bodies and their times to the bad boys. It's a double standard that, of course, only applies to the men that are not top tier, to the men that are not the top 10, 20% of men. So miss me with all that, all right? You fear for your safety, apply that standard everywhere. You want to... you know, you're too proud to give away, oh, I'm not your wife. All right, apply it equally in all sorts of manners, you know. Don't be too proud to make me a sandwich, but then you give off your body Isn't that more intimate, I would think, gentlemen? You know, giving away your body, wouldn't that be more intimate than cooking a meal for someone who's not your husband? Anyway, I guess we won't have an answer to that. So, gentlemen, let's move on to our article story. That is titled, "Girl I Like Said You Have a Lot of What I Look For in a Boyfriend." It's over, guys. It's over. If a woman says this to you, it's over. Someone that I've built a rapport with over the past few months recently told me that I have a lot of what she looks for in a boyfriend during one of our conversations. What is this supposed to mean? That she's friend-zoning you? Words on surface value without action don't really excite me due to past emotional manipulation by exes. What shall I do moving forward? Leave her behind and not text her ever again? For girls, would you even say this to someone unless you actually like them? There are a ton of other signs that she likes me, but this to me was a big indicator. No, she doesn't like you, right? Whenever women come up and say things like, "Oh, you have everything I'm looking for in a boyfriend," yeah, they only see you as a friend. You'll never get past that stage. Maybe she'll consider you as a plan B, provider, backup plan, retirement plan, if she runs out of bad boys to jump on. But otherwise, this spells the end, alright? "Oh, you have everything that I'm looking for." Or you will make for the perfect boyfriend. Don't you love that, guys? It just means that, yes, you are a good guy. Yes, you will be able to give her the life that she needs, but not the life that she wants. But gentlemen, excuse me. I'm preparing myself to give you a story, so gather around the fire. As your 4,000-year-old friend is going to share a story. As mentioned, I was in Spain for a 2-week vacation. I needed some time off covering harpies. I feel much better, gentlemen. I feel refreshed. I feel like I can do this for at least 2 more years before going insane. So we're back at it. But something that happened in Spain was there were floods in the zone that I was in. If you're in Spain and you were affected by this, my heart goes out to you. And my condolences as well. There were floods, you know, the whole thing was terrible. The state didn't provide any help whatsoever for like 3 to 4 days, which is when the first, firefighters, police officers, military reached out to these villages that were affected. And so you had the people helping, all right? You had the all the villagers, you had citizens traveling to help, and you had all these men and women volunteering to clear up the floods, the mud, and all that. There were a lot of houses that were flooded. Just people lost relatives, lost their cars, lost their houses. It was terrible. And on the other hand, it was beautiful to see so many people invested. You had all sorts of men and women, all sorts of ages, coming from different cities to help. Really wholesome. And I went to a charity office or kitchen, whatever, where you give resources to those who don't have, and you had all these women there managing the resources, attending people, helping out. You had both men and women, as mentioned, traveling from different cities to clean, to provide aid to those people. But something that piqued my interest was that when it came down to the really hard stuff, the heavy lifting, it was all men. So it was men that were jumping into the moving waters to save people. It was men that were jumping into the mud to get a person out. It was men that were breaking in. There was a story about a man that just grabbed a hammer and bam, bam, just slammed the roof, the wall, to make an exit for him and the other person in that, or the other people in that room. So men did a lot of things that women weren't capable of, or that women just wouldn't do as efficiently, And guys, I don't say this to make it into a competition, alright? This is not, "Oh, women, take a look at us. Look at how we saved people. Meanwhile, what you were doing, managing some resources." No, I don't say it in that way. Both, again, men and women helped in a lot of ways. Some women were more prepared to do managing tasks better than men. men were better at doing the heavy lifting, you know, when it comes down to jumping into the moving water. All right, so this is not a competition. It's really cringe to make it into a competition, but this is why I say it, all right? Because there are a lot of feminists, and we've seen them on the channel say, oh, what do men protect us from? We don't live in the 5th century anymore. What are you protecting me from? Lions? Haha. Look, I don't need to fight a saber tooth with a stick and a stone to protect you, right? Men are still protecting women and society in different ways, in the forms of firefighters, in the form of police officers, which are mostly men. The army is mostly comprised by men. I don't know, the Navy SEALs, do we even have a woman there? You know, men are still protecting society. We just no longer fight mammoths, all right? But we don't need to fight mammoths to protect society. So, again, I've never seen men make it into a competition, you know? Like, oh, look at what we're doing over here. What are you women doing? Did you jump into the moving waters to save even one person? I've never heard that. It will be absurd. It will be stupid. But I hear from women from time to time. Not the intelligent women, all right? Not the women with IQ above room temperature. But I hear it from women ever so often. What do men even protect us from? What do we need men for? We no longer need you. No, you still do, in fact, because you had all these men just saving people left, right, and center, all right? And again, guys, I'll never make it into a competition. It was really beautiful. Again, you had men and women doing everything in their reach. You had all these volunteers traveling from different cities to provide aid and help. It was really wholesome. But when it comes down to men, yes, we are still needed. Yes, we still provide. And we are still saving society's butt. But gentlemen, thank you for watching. I'll share more about my experience in Spain and dating and all that on my Patreon. So now is the best time ever to join. You can find multiple videos that are exclusive, as well as more information about me and anything you might feel interested in. So come check me out for the price of 1/16 of an overpriced coffee, Starbucks coffee. And guys, thank you for joining. I've missed Ampo, I've missed all of you. I'll be more in touch, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.